The broadcast is live.
Hello, good evening, January 3rd, 2021. We are still here. The League of Excellent Extraordinary Negroes, our 2020 year and review. How's everybody doing tonight?
It's a big old league. Big old league. Big old league.
The lasso is 150 feet long.
You know what?
Let's get to the movies part. Can't wait to the movies part.
No. So this is what we're going to do. Well, I have to introduce people first.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do, how am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to start with Alex. Alex, who are you?
I'm Alex. And it's nice to be on the show. I know Jade for, I don't know now, probably 4, 5, 6 some odd years. But we did a podcast together about nerd culture. I'm a blurred myself. I play lots of video games, read lots of comic books. I'm a illustrator, so I draw lots of comic book characters. And I am just happy that we're out of 2020.
Yay. Carla Stillwell, who are you?
Carla Stillwell. Carla Renette Stillwell, if you really want to get down. I write plays, I direct plays, I find money to give to Black people to do Black shit and create Black art. And that's the most important thing I do with my life. I also run my mouth a lot. And I have opinions.
A lot.
Like purses.
A lot.
I do. Vicky.
Mick, it's your turn. Who are you?
Nicholas Fitch. Me and my wife, we run a board game channel, YouTube channel called Our Family Plays Games, where we're also on the social, everywhere. Well, what we do is just try to bring more African-American families and African-Americans, people of color, into board gaming, and also just everybody to play board games, even though, because the problem we're having now is that a lot of African-Americans said, oh, board games are for kids. No, they're not. They're not. It's so fun. They do a lot for you. They keep you energized, going. So we're trying to bring more into the hobby because it's desperately needed.
Awesome. Scott
Woods out of Columbus, Ohio. I am a writer primarily, but I also run a nonprofit organization, Streetlight Guild, which when we're not in a pandemic, we'll be doing lots of culture-based events. So I've been a writer mostly for the past 9 months or so, doing essays and journalism and poetry.
Thanks. Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick Whitcomb. I just relocated back to Omaha, Nebraska from Chicago, where I'm, yay, Omaha. I'm so excited. Took a job at theater that I grew up at, so that's super cool. But I'm a theater director and producer, and I host things, including a talk show called The Come Up that I made during the pandemic. So here we are together.
Great. Yeah. Sometimes you host this.
Jay, do we have drops on this show? Are there drops?
There are. I cannot give you any bombs.
That's okay. I missed the drops. That was the best part of our podcast were the drops. Oh, the Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
Man.
The podcast is still up in the world. I found bombs and we got very happy about dropping bombs. Marcus.
I'm Marcus Ross. I'm a board game designer. We make my company is Water Bear Games. Me and my cousin have put out 3 games you can buy. They're called Discount Salmon, Let Her Go, and Bees. You know, those are
Love bees.
working on more stuff all the time.
Love Discount
Just
Salmon.
slowly.
Love Discount Salmon. Love it.
Bees. And Let Her Go. I love
Let Her Go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Julia.
they're decent.
Hello, I'm Julia Parker, coming to you from Boston, but still a native Omahan at heart. Sometimes I claim y'all most of the time. For that one congressional district vote, yeah, I'll claim you. Yes. So I am the last Starfighter. I am a board member of the House of Afro Capes and Curls, proudly. And I am a Star Trek critic, as you will see.
Oh God.
in my
Oh
top
God.
five.
Oh God. Oh jeez. Okay.
That's right. I will come back at Discovery.
She's caught up on
Well,
Discovery.
yes. Today,
I actually told her she didn't have to.
I started washing dishes on episode 4. So we'll see how that works out.
It's not gonna get no better. It's not gonna get no better.
Anyway, so what we're going to do is I'm going to announce a topic and then we're going to go round robin. What were your top 3 whatever in that field or in that category? If you have more than 3, I mean, that's cool. I had to narrow things down. It was hard. This list was hard. I made the list and I was up until 4:00 in the morning completing my list because I couldn't remember all the movies that came out. And there were a lot of movies, but I didn't see a lot of movies.
I feel like they shouldn't make the list then. I feel like that's what I felt like. If you had to think about it, was it really in the top 3?
Yeah.
Well, no, I had to go back because I kept thinking, oh no, that was last year, but no, that was this year. So it was just hard to remember what came out when. And there were a lot of television shows that I thought, oh, that was 2019. No, that was 2020. So that's why it was hard for me. And then music was just a whole other thing. So first category. We'll just go for the big one.
Go for the big one.
Movies. Movies. Okay, so we'll start with Julia. I'll go bottom and then come around. Julia, what were your top 3 movies this year?
Okay, so I know she always calls on me first. Like, I think she's picking on me. Like, why do I need to justify my 3 topics? But I will.
Just answer the question.
So, top 3 movies that top 3 that got my attention. That's not to say that they are the best movies of the year because they are not, but they certainly got my attention. So I'm going to start out with the visual album Black is King.
Oh,
Now hold on. Now I'm a referee now because you can't just start like that. Now let her say her piece now about Black is King.
The topic
I didn't see it, but I'll listen to you.
Thank you. Okay. No matter what you think of Beyonce, she is at the cultural epicenter this year.
I can't argue with that. Okay.
Black is King, you might not like her. You might not like that she doesn't wear pants. Okay?
No.
But she has a mega machine, a creative director that is out of this world, an excellent stylist. She put together an epic movie. Now, it's not Moonwalker. Let me just tell you that. But she was going for it. She was trying. If it had a story, it could have been good.
Compare Black is King to Moonwalker?
I did. Yes,
Well,
I
hey,
did.
if she want to compare Black is King to Moonwalker, it's fine to compare
sorry.
Idlewild to Purple Rain.
I am sorry.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
hey.
I'll be back.
We
no.
Lost me.
no,
You know what
we've
I'm
lost
talking
the
about,
plot.
right? You know what I'm talking about.
We-
because you got the reality, okay? Like, who else has put out a movie since MJ and Moonwalker that proved to be as influential?
Usher did that Confessions one.
What?
Usher Confessions one. Sitting here
No,
I can't.
you would have said the pedophile R. Kelly.
Oh my
Like,
God. Oh
I
my
would have
God.
thought about it. You remember when he did In the Closet versions 1 through 10?
14.
Then 13 to 15.
Yes, there are a lot of them.
Yes, but you know they're
I
not.
can't say he didn't change the culture with that. 2005 was crazy. With change,
Yes.
Trapped in the Closet was the biggest thing. I
Yes.
don't like
Yes.
it. I don't like it.
That's okay, and you don't have to like Black is King, but you got
Don't
to
worry.
recognize game meets game, okay?
Go.
And she made several million off of that, off jump, okay?
Was it a
Disney is
movie
big
though?
money.
Was it a movie?
It was a visual album. Yes.
Technically, that's a movie.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for sharing. Let me move on.
Oh
Okay.
God, yes, please.
I'm not gonna get started about the little blue man that just kept popping up. And she was
coming for me early.
she was the
but-
Mother Mary, and she done had Jesus, and
We ain't never gonna make it through this list.
Never.
Nope.
No, hey, I come for the culture, all right? I speak
Right.
That ain't the culture. That ain't the culture.
And that's
That's
the
not the culture.
problem.
That's not the culture.
Yes,
No.
I speak for the culture.
Oh God.
Yes, see,
We
y'all
are
were
not
too
among
far
them.
removed. Y'all want to talk about B? Like, y'all were signing the change.org petition to stop her from being stormed. Okay? Like, that was
I wasn't, but I
That
would.
happened.
We are going to talk about that one.
I wasn't. but
She
I
would
would.
never be stormed. Come on
And
now.
Jade, me and
Never.
Jade will be back. We're about
okay. I'm just trying to tell you how it is. All right? 23 Grammys, that's how it is.
Oh,
okay,
God.
move along,
Now-
move along, move
Okay.
along.
Moving on
Oh, okay,
to my
okay.
other controversial pick.
That was slanderous.
To my other controversial pick, The Five Bloods. Okay? Spike Lee has been a favorite for a long time. He's an underdog, but there is a reason why he puts out every film that he does. And this was an interesting take on an old story. So I appreciate it. Didn't love it. It wasn't the best film of the year, but it made an impact on the culture. Faux show. Okay? And the third, I'm going to come in with an unexpected Christmas favorite.
Oh
Jingle
God. Oh God, no. Oh God, no.
Yes.
Oh God,
Yes.
no.
I'm so
There
proud of
are,
you.
there are very few
Oh God, no.
Christmas
Oh,
once-a-time
oh,
movies that star Black people.
Go for it.
This is one of those.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What other Black films do we have? You want to watch The Wind every year?
Yes, yes, yes.
What about Coming to
yes.
America?
No.
It's Christmas the whole time.
Nick, why are you so
No.
bad about Jingle Jangle? I didn't know
Right.
that. Why are you
I
hating?
didn't like it.
Oh, I
That
didn't
much?
say
You didn't like it that much?
Yeah,
That you're gonna
yeah.
vomit on the children? Like what?
I told you. I told you they're not best movies of the year. But once again, for the culture.
Oh
Okay?
God, not the
When
culture.
you see a Christmas movie with Black folks starring in the lead.
Listen, I can come up with
Listen.
5 Hallmark
Okay,
Christmas
I'm working on it.
movies.
Oh,
that
no,
are
no,
better than
I will not relegate
I
us
can
to
do
Hallmark.
Hallmark. I can do
You will
Hallmark.
not
Yeah,
relegate
yeah.
us to Hallmark.
Lifetime 2. I can do Lifetime 2.
Hey, or like,
No.
we gotta go higher.
And TV1. TV1.
No.
Yeah,
Nick.
Okay, come up with 5 Christmas movies starring Black people. That's fantastical.
That's
You don't
fine.
have the Nutcracker. Like, what do you want?
Hey, now that
That fan
Nutcracker
was dope.
documentary with the homegirl on Netflix
Debbie
is pretty
Allen?
good. Yeah,
The
Debbie
other
Allen. That was
sister?
good. That was good.
Yes,
And that's
That's
not even
hot
about
That
it.
was for the culture. Yeah.
That's not
but
even
it's a
about it.
documentary, not a film.
You
Thanks
can
for
imagine that as a
showing,
film.
Almost
Okay.
close, but
Okay.
no shot.
All right.
That's
That
splitting
was-
hairs.
That was great. Okay.
That is my list, people.
I
All
liked
right.
it. Wow, that was so much content just now. I loved it. That was great.
That was. Is
Listen,
that what
look.
the rest of this is going to be like?
You
Okay.
can't have this. Listen,
We gonna talk about
I didn't know we
Storm,
were
but
starting here.
Right.
I didn't know we were starting here.
We're,
I'm
I guess we are.
pleasantly-
We are. Okay. Marcus, it's on you. Top 3 movie.
We were just really sparse for movies this year.
Yes.
But like, I found Jingle Jangle to be pretty, but kind of joyless. Like for a Christmas movie, where's the fun?
I didn't see a trailer for Jingle Jangle. Give me the premise. What's the premise of Jingle Jangle?
The premise for Jingle Jangle: a
Yeah.
man invents a
Featuring his
wonderful
magic.
toy.
Black Joy. Black
His
Joy.
assistant, his assistant steals it and ruins his life. And you watch that for 30 years.
Oh yeah.
He ruined 30 years of a man's life?
Isn't that what happened in the Christmas Carol? Come on now.
You watch that for 30 seconds in an animated form, and then you see his granddaughter come and revitalize his hope in Christmas and his talents. So I'm not gonna have this.
Yeah, but
I
that
thought
was
it was
like
your
the
mom's
last 5 minutes of the entire movie. Forrest Whitaker is dour from one scene to another.
Did y'all just miss the kids? Did we just miss
Forrest
the
Whitaker's
children?
in it?
Did we miss the children that took that film and put it on their backs and ran across the like? Oh, come on! It is not about Forrest Whitaker. It is about that little girl and her beautiful little balls
Yes.
in her hair, in the hair.
Bantu knots. Yes.
My God.
I'm thinking about the validity
Okay.
of the movie might make me watch
All
it.
right. I'm not gonna pick on it.
Okay.
They did beautiful things.
Yes.
It's not with the script.
Oh my God. Okay, Marcus, what's your next movie?
Okay. I'm gonna go out the box. I'm gonna go with Tenet.
Oh God.
Here's the thing. They insisted on you watch that movie in a theater despite the pandemic, and I'm like, I don't agree with that decision. Then I saw it, I'm like, I kind of wish I saw this in the theater. Because it's just a visual tour de force, and it stars John David Washington doing spy things in this kind of weird, twisty, time travel almost sort of thing happening. It's more stylistic than it is. I mean, like, it doesn't have anything deep to say. It's just technically neat and fun to watch, and I enjoyed it a lot. And I can see from this, I don't think anybody's on my side. How many people even seen the movie?
I didn't see any movies this year.
Yeah, well, that's why.
It's like, but I agree with you that there's some movies you just have to see in the theater.
Even for Denzel's son, I'm not going to AMC.
Oh no! Well, I got it when it went to home video, and it's one you need to watch twice. But the first time you watch it, it's gonna be like, "What is Why is this happening? I don't understand anything. I want to go home."
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not even gonna do 3 because we gotta get through all this stuff. So I'm gonna let the next person go.
All right. Okay. Nick?
Number 1, Jingle Jangle.
Damn right.
and that's that.
Oh my God, Mick.
Listen,
Nick, I think if it was just purely for costume design, yes. It's a beautiful movie.
Here's the thing. Everything about it was just fun. It was a Christmas movie. I have never seen us sit down with the Rubik sheet for any other Christmas film. Like, why when this film comes out that has a good story that's told in a very concise and compacted way that if it was any longer you would have been upset and then you actually would have not liked it. Why are we all sitting down tearing this thing? And I'm like, we just got one. Like, y'all watching Polar Express, you talking about how the bell still rings when you hear it, but we can't have Jingle Jangle. It was a great film.
Thank you.
It's an instant classic, and we need to be.
you cannot convince the musical theater child that the jingle and the jangle did not jingle and jangle. That's where he is. He jingled with the jingle.
That felt good to say. Thank you.
It touched all your musical theater buttons, baby. I know.
It did.
I know.
It did.
It's got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Listen,
that's not. I mean,
second is Chadwick Boseman's Black Bottom.
You need these new shoes.
My rainy Black Bottom. My rainy.
It came right at the end. came right at the end and gave us everything we needed. It was great. I mean, it gave us almost everything we needed, but you can watch the episode about that if you want to know what I mean. Anyway, I actually don't watch many movies. That's the thing. I find them to be long. And so I usually don't watch them.
No attention span.
And so the other movie is I Used to Go Here, which is a cute little comedy, but I'm in it at the 45-minute mark, and that's what's important.
How is this the first we've heard this?
I don't know. People have been watching it lately. People have been messaging me like, "You're so good in this scene. It's a barista," and I'm like, "I've been an angry barista my entire life." It's just what I do. Available on Amazon Prime.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay. Scott.
So y'all are hilarious. Like y'all are just listing movies you don't even like, which is kind of telling.
2020.
No, yeah, it's very telling for the year. When you look at the year and you see like the top 10 grossing films of the year, and the first one is Bad Boys for Life, you can tell
that came out this year.
Yeah, that did. I know it feels like another century, but that's like the highest grossing film of the year, and then like everything underneath it, like is like the amount of money that they earned is so low, right? Like that wouldn't even be like the 10th most grossing film of the year in any other year. So really, all that is to say, there really wasn't much to choose from this year, like at all, in any form, in any way. That said, I have a few. I'll just burn through them real quick. And they're not in order. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, obviously. Then I saw this joint, Bad Education, starring Hugh Jackman, which was like pretty dope.
That was that was great. That was great.
He really came through. The casting on that was really strong, and it was based on a true story.
My favorite thing about it was that it just ended. It didn't need 8 whole episodes to tell this story. Like it was like an hour 30-minute type of thing, but once it was done, it was done. It didn't feel like it needed this whole like episodic tale. Like it was a good short story.
Yeah, it's a good movie. And then after that, my choice got really slim. And I got to be honest with you, it was really hard for me to go back and think about all the movies that I did see in 2020 on my couch. So I guess number 3 out of the group that I'm looking at is going to have to be, and this is going to be weird, man, but it's going to be Underwater. That is a movie. It's basically a sci-fi / horror movie. Came out real early in the year. Stars the girl from Twilight, who any other time I abhor. But in this film, she
was good, okay, in its own way.
Oh my God!
Again,
Julian, what are you doing? What's happening?
So yeah, that happened.
Revisit it.
So yeah, Underwater is my thing, and I think primarily because the ending really sold it for me, right? Like it's a really strong kind of, like I said, action sci-fi / horror film. And Mick, if you want your Cthulhu, that's the movie.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, Mick, it's your turn.
These better be some dope.
It's
movies.
just Star Wars.
Just one.
Just
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Move on. One. It was no movies that I liked. This is about what you liked in 2020, and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom was it. Everything else, ugh. Come on, let's go.
You know how long 2020 was?
Yeah,
Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie came out in 2020.
That's not true. I saw all
That
these
is
movies.
absolutely true.
Forgot.
Third highest grossing movie of the year.
I
enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed that
Move
movie.
on. I did not, but move
Marcus,
on.
we're going to have to talk about that.
Yeah, we are. Move on. Next.
I liked it too. I loved it.
Okay, Carla.
You know, there's not much for me to say. I agree with Scott, everybody. It just wasn't a lot that I cared about or that was interesting to me. I think we can all agree that Ma Rainey's Black Bottom was brilliant. It is so hard to adapt a play for film, and the screenwriter did an amazing job. Beautiful. Chadwick, not enough can be said about his performance. It was the best movie this year, last year. I watched the 40-year-old version. And I don't know if it was good or if it was just familiar. So I have to add it just because of the life I live. I don't know if the movie was good or if the character was just familiar. So I can add that. And I have to, for the culture, that little jingle jangle, it was stupid cute. It was not spectacular or amazing. It was none of that. It was stupid cute musical theater shit.
It was the square root of impossible, okay? Because that stuff out.
And so that's and I'm stretching with them other two. My range was about it.
So just to be clear, when anybody says for the culture, that means it sucked, but it was black. So we
Yes.
I didn't say
Had
for
a
culture.
cultural impact. Let me just qualify that for you. Had a cultural impact in the diaspora.
That's a little bit different than for the culture, though. For the culture, you can yell out like World Star. World Star!
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw some stuff on TikTok that's for the culture like that,
I am not going to confirm or deny what Scott just said. I am not going to say he is wrong.
That's cool because you know what? This is the first category. It's all gonna come out by the end, and we'll have a definitive data.
And it can be clear that some things just felt black, and I needed some black company.
Yes.
So
yes.
Had to change because you want for the culture. This man was for the culture. This man.
I gonna get my Tupac.
That's for the culture right there.
This is the last thing I'll say about
it. I don't know why
that's for the culture.
And Julia are so turned. Like they are on 10, and I'm here for it.
Hey, you know what? I just watched Discovery, so I'm mad at the world.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it out. But I tell you what.
No, no.
I just want to say real quick. Last thing I'm going to say about Jingle Jangle. Then I'm going to keep myself good because I'm having time to this film with y'all tonight. I didn't think this was going to be the cross I was going to have to die on this evening, but here we are. Okay, so I can't look in the faces of these little babies that were on social media with their hair done the way that she had it, that were talking to their parents about how they could get the cop that are trying to be those characters for like. It matters so much that there is a Christmas film that was made for, with, and by Black people. No matter the quality, because here's the thing: it wasn't even bad. Y'all just being super. I don't even know what y'all said. It was fine. It was a great story.
What about Why Did I Get Married?
What?
You know what?
No, that was horrible and had no influence on the culture.
It was Christmas. It was Christmas.
No, that's.
If that's the case, then The Best Man Holiday.
Yeah, Best Man Holiday. Yeah, there we go.
They did not break out into song.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Okay.
No.
That's it.
Okay. All right, Alex.
Yeah, man. So I have a bunch of movies I didn't like because I didn't like none of them. I saw them though.
Okay, you got 3.
I got more because y'all was talking
3.
about it. Birds of Prey, I thought was dope. What is wrong with y'all? What's wrong with Birds of Prey that's not cool about just beating people up for 2.5 hours? The fight scenes are incredible. I thought the set design was dope. I don't really care about the acting in a superhero movie. We got to get Grammys in superhero movies now. Like that's the bar. That's the bar. We all got to be Joaquin Phoenix. Joker was dope. I thought Joker was dope, and I thought Birds of Prey was dope. But I thought Bad Boys for Life
made fun of mental health issues.
made fun of. I don't think it made fun of them. But hold on. I thought Bad Boys for Life was crazy that I asked for a movie for 10 years, and that's what y'all gave me. That's nuts. That's nuts to me. Is that really what y'all wrote? It seemed like the Bad Boys high school reunion. That was nuts. You guys are so old. How many more movies are you gonna make Will Smith run down the street? Stop making Will Smith run down the street. We don't need it, and we don't want it. What's the other one? I saw Wonder Woman 84.
Will had some deeper problems this year. His woman had a
entanglement.
Entanglements?
We be entangling and shit.
The entanglement episode of Red Table Talk was my favorite episode.
How you try to blow? We gonna talk about entanglements. That's on my list. We gonna talk about that.
No.
Wonder Woman 84 was nuts. Wonder Woman 84 started so strong, and then they added Wonder Woman, and it started getting really bad. Like just downhill. It seemed like there could have been an entire movie without Wonder Woman. It would have been like a great sci-fi type of thing. But they added Wonder Woman and a man. And it's really weird to me that Wonder Woman needs a man. Not only a man, but a man from World War II, which is like the worst kind of white man. Like,
and it wasn't even her man.
It was like World War One. World War One.
Which felt kind of rapey.
It was very rapey.
You can't. For one, don't be a superhero and then make a movie about granting wishes. Don't. That's two things. Too many layers. And also, why is it that the only way you could work this man from World War I back into this movie is to grant wishes? And then he pops up in another man's body with some type of weird time travel possession, and he's not even having an existential crisis about being 90 years in the future. Starting this movie off.
Are you done now?
I got more. I watched the Star Wars OG trilogy.
That was 3.
Star Wars is bad.
What the? I'm going. Goodbye.
I've never seen such sword fighting in my life. Is that how we sword fight? We didn't have fencing. We didn't have samurais.
All right. Okay, it's my turn now.
That's the worst fight choreography. That's the worst fight choreography I've ever seen in my life. That fight choreography is atrocious.
There was no Star Wars movie in 2020.
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh my god!
All
right. Okay.
Dave, what
all
are
right,
you?
Alex. All right. Thank you for your additions. It's my turn. Top 3 movies of 2020.
Jay, do you remember when you wanted to do this?
No. I'm gonna say okay. So Old Guard came out.
Nice.
That was a good one.
Yep.
That was okay.
I like
that. That's more streaming service, you know.
But it's a movie.
It's a movie.
So was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Nick. I was just
That's why I moved it. I had it in streaming service, but I moved it.
I liked it. Uncorked.
Yeah.
Black Men and Wine. I loved it. I watched it a few times.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. She's about to do it.
She about to blow it.
You have to do it.
What?
Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
For the culture.
No, actually, I was going to say Queen and Slim.
Okay.
Was that 2020?
It came out in late 2019, but I didn't see it until 2020.
It's still 2019.
Come on, man.
It's a 2019.
What is you doing?
That's a drag.
Not good.
That worked.
Real quick.
Next category. Next category.
You have
Y'all
to
just
the
making
year
it up,
before.
But I guess
Queen of Slim pissed me
my
off.
number 1 movie for the year would be Jingle Jangle.
Yes. Okay, and just real quick.
No.
Just-
Turn them off.
No.
Turn them off.
Just to round this off, and just to round this off, and out of respect to our viewer, Laura Kolb, I would like to say that she said that Jingle Jangle, a girl genius, visual brilliance, family reconstruction. Okay, Laura, we are with you. Period. And that's I want to say it was the most mentioned film on this panel, and also the only one that elicited a comment from anybody. So I would say best film of the year outside of Black Bottom Chadwick Boseman.
And I will also say,
it's Chadwick Boseman. It's not the fat suit that Viola's got on. Trust me.
I would also say that on my list, and you can see my list, everyone on this panel, that I wrote, not Black is King.
Did you? I didn't see that.
I did. Yes,
that's
not
okay, Jay.
Black is
You're
King.
not the target audience.
I am not. Thank God.
All right, next
Get
topic.
through that thing 3 times. All right, so we did movies.
Yes, we did.
Next, television series.
All right.
All right, three. Starting this time with Alex.
No, I was ready to go. What happened?
All right, fine. Fine, Julia. Julia, go.
Okay, all right. So
See what she did there?
I like it. So my top 3 would be, and I want to get into it, but again, cultural impact.
Oh,
Not
no.
the most quality. Okay? There's some issues with these, but I do think that they were successful in some ways. Yes, wait for it. I am going to go with Bridgerton. Okay? I'm a Shonda Land fan most of the time. I think it had some sticking points around race, but I do think that it's worth a look. I'm also going to say Queen's Gambit, because that was a damn good show, and the black girl saved her. Okay, she couldn't have gone to Russia. What? Anyway, she couldn't have gone to Russia.
Magical Negro.
Oh my God! What is
That
this?
was for white folk.
You know how many times I started and stopped that show, and I still haven't gone back. I felt I can't do this much. I can't do this much white right now.
Went up by 700%. Like, it has a cultural impact. Y'all just on the outs.
It is
She canceled y'all.
not.
Let me just say, y'all not doing it. And this will be my most controversial addition.
Oh Lord,
But I'm going to say, once again, for the culture,
oh God.
90 Day Fiance.
Yeah. You know what?
There we
What
go.
did you just say?
We in there. 90 Day Fiance. 90 Day Fiance.
What?
Culture.
I did.
Listen,
90
Whose
Day
culture?
Fiance.
mine.
Yes.
That was the bingeable show during the pandemic. If you was
Yes,
inside,
it was.
I want to tell you my favorite episode.
Yes.
Go for it. No, go for it. Go for it. You go.
The Cut was doing previews and episode reviews. Come on now. And the New Yorker was too. Y'all just missed out on the most bingeable
Next.
franchise. They are creating Discovery Plus has its own TLC
It was
90 Day Fiance channel.
Oh, God, no.
Okay. All right.
I literally had to look up what that
Catfish
was.
was crazy. If y'all thought Catfish was crazy, 90 Day Fiance is nuts. People play themselves. It was this black
Misguided is
dude.
a strong phrase.
It was this black dude. He had come from America to France to talk to this girl who he had been in a relationship for like 90 days. Right? We got to get married in 90 days.
This is not
She had
a
a- she had a- no, she had a-
Fiance
she had a
recap
boyfriend.
show.
She had a boyfriend.
You know what
right?
happened? This is what happened on the show. Next person. We can't talk about that.
Mhm.
Next person.
It's cool. I'm with
Jay,
you.
Jay,
You're
who's
right.
next?
It's for the culture.
Mark.
I thought you were gonna go back to Alex since he was supposed to go first.
Oh, y'all want me to go? Because you know what I'm saying.
No, we'll just stay in this order.
Okay, we'll stay in this order then. Let's see. I had The Last Dance down, which, like, right at the beginning, right at the top of the pandemic, we're like, please give me something, anything. We got the Chicago Bulls retrospective, and I was watching that team. I was loving that team.
Yeah.
It was just nostalgic sugar. It was great. What did I have down? Oh, God, 2020 Good Place ended this year. It was a great show. I don't know if anybody else watched it.
Yeah.
I also had down Better Call Saul, which has nothing to do with the culture, but it's just a tremendously well acted show.
Yes.
And why are you shaking your head, Jade?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to know if it's like you watch Better Call Saul and you're like, no, that ain't it. No, it's in a lot of ways I like it better than Breaking Bad. It just Breaking Bad is so over the top and so concerned with just Walter White. This is just all this. It's telling its own story, all about the lawyer, and it's great. So, and
right.
Ray Seahorn, who plays Kim Wexler, is amazing on the show. No one's given her flowers, and she deserves them. So,
Okay. That was a very uncontroversial list. Thank you, Marcus, for that break.
who?
What you trying to say, Jay?
CJ, we could have just moved on from that moment, but instead you had to make people angry by mentioning how they were calm. You know how black we are. That ain't right.
How black are you, Nick?
I'm so black that I want to thank the Power universe for existing this year. I watched all 6 seasons of Power this year in the pandemic. Which ended, it had its last season on in February, and then Power Book 2 Ghost debuted in August.
Yeah.
So the Power universe has been sitting with me heavy. I accidentally started watching with my mom, and then I was like, well, what happened to those crazy drug dealing murderers? I had to see what happened. I couldn't stop it. And they're long episodes. That's like 63 hours of television right there. It's great. Anyway, so
just to clarify, Nick, you watched 63 hours of Power shows and 0 hours of Wire shows.
I've seen The Wire.
Oh, okay. Just clarify.
I'm not on the list. I watched The Wire when I was like 12. Like
Gotcha.
When it was current.
Just checking.
Okay. Next, Good Lord Bird. I really enjoyed that series. It was only like new series that came out that I felt like took me on a journey that I was like, I'm with it. This is great. And then Bridgerton happened. And that took me on many journeys. The Duke could get it. That's just, I mean, that man and and it's just so well written. The cast and the set is just gorgeous. I really enjoyed Bridgerton. And it came right at the end and gave me, at first I was like, I'm not sure. And then I realized that I couldn't stop watching. And that was fun.
But we have to break down how race plays in Bridgerton.
No, we don't, because we're going to cover that show.
They skirt the
Different
realm.
episode.
No, we're going to cover it. So
we're already 43 minutes in, and this is topic 2. We have to move on.
Yes. I will stop interrupting.
Scott.
So I have some confusion about which is a TV series and which is a streaming series. Mm-hmm. And I'm hearing some things that popped up that were whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna kind of try to stick with where we're going. So I think probably my favorite straight up TV series, just straight TV series, this year was One Day at a Time. I didn't catch the first couple of seasons that had come out prior to this year, but since they had like concluded the series this year, I was able to watch it all together. And wow, I was really blown away by that. I had zero interest in peeping that when it was on proper. And I'm so glad that I went back and watched it. So that's probably like my favorite TV, like just straight ABC, NBC, CBS type series, right? The next series, and I guess y'all are counting things that were on like what HBO or whatever, as a TV series. So I'm gonna pick The Outsider, which was an amazing miniseries. Not perfect, right? Like it's based on a Stephen King book that is absolutely not great. But the series translated it so magnificently, even when it added a magical Negro, which is my number one hate. But that series is so well executed, I couldn't help myself. And since it's already been mentioned in this category, I guess I'll put it in this category. The Good Lord Bird, like hands down, that series just smashed.
Okay, Mick.
My three, yes, the three that I'm going to throw in, they're from streaming services and from regular TV. But I'm going to go. My number three is The Boys from Amazon Prime. Love The Boys. That is the craziest comic book superheroes thing I've ever seen, and I love it. I love the Boys. Can't wait for the next season. The number two, The Expanse. Now that is the jam. You want science fiction craziness and just love the series that talks about sci-fi, The Expanse, and it's getting better all the time. And the last one, and I will fight anybody that says bad, because it's the greatest thing ever made so far, and that's The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. And they have brought Star Wars back, baby. Period. Next, move on.
Yeah, they got some pretty good fight scenes in Mandalorian. They got good fight scenes.
Be quiet, young man. You have made me mad. You have made me mad, young man. Alex B. We'll meet.
Oh my god. Carla.
Oh, and by the way, if Mighty Bridgerton could have been like Crow and had some laser beams and aliens invading, it would have been cool. It should have been some laser beams. It should have been an alien capturing the princess, and it would be cool. Come on, Shondaland, can you do that? Come on.
Why do you want Shondaland? Why does she have to? Why does it have to be made for you?
Why does Shondaland have to make Battlestar for you?
I want some laser beams fighting. Come on.
I'm sorry. If Shondaland did sci-fi, it'd be like Battlestar, where it's character driven.
Yeah, it would be.
With some sci-fi slapped on top.
Yeah, it would be like Lovecraft Country.
Oh my God. Carla's turn.
No, I don't think so.
Carla's turn.
I'm just waiting patiently for the Tom Shuckery to stop. Because there's a lot. I learned something very important about myself this year. I just like soap operas. I just liked them. So I also could not distinguish between, like, I had a hard time with what is streaming, what is television, because I don't think I've watched anything on ABC or anything in years at this point. So these are my three. Lovecraft Country. That's hot. Lovecraft, Bridgerton, and Little Fire, because I like soap operas and I shan't apologize for it.
You don't have to.
I think they were cheesy and fun and made me feel like my grandmama was still alive watching all my children. And that's what I needed. Cheesy fun. And black shit.
Yes.
Those are my things.
They used to say, I'm going to watch my stories.
My soaps.
Yes.
Soaps.
Yes.
Yes.
Young and the Restless. Come on now.
Victor Newman is still alive. All right. Out.
Is he really?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
I don't watch, but every once in a while I'll turn just to see if he's on there. It's like, yep, he's still on there. Yep, he's still alive. Still with a really thick German accent. Anyway, Alex.
He was actually better in the first TV show he was in called Desert Rats. It was a World War II show called Desert Rats. He was great in that.
I never heard any of these things. In the last 10 minutes, I have not known
He was in
in
one of those Planet of the Apes movies too.
See,
Yeah,
then I'm really not gonna recognize him.
Yeah. Anyway, Alex.
So I think FX on Hulu has been probably one of my most watched things. They just been doing a really good job with their content. I don't have cable. I haven't had cable for like at least a decade now. So they're all streaming shows, my shows. But it's on FX. Hi, I'm Dave with Lil Dicky. It's a comedy about a white rapper just trying to like get big. Lil Dicky's an actual rapper, but the show is kind of like a comedic take on his rise to fame. So on its, I think, second season, but it's really funny, really, really funny. The second one is What We Do in the Shadows, which is a spinoff of the movie with Taika Waititi. What We Do in the Shadows on the second season, it got greenlit for a third season. Really funny, really funny. I think, Carla, you on mute. What'd you say?
I forgot about that show. That is
really good show.
It is.
That's a really good show.
I really try to get people to watch it.
The emotional vampire.
Dude, I was watching that one the other day where he got made boss, and so he got overpowered, and his head got like super big. It's hilarious. It's a really good show. And then I found out, I had to look this up. The third season of Westworld was 2020, and that was really good. That was really good. I completely put the first half of 2020 in 2019, and so a lot of stuff. Like I think Birdman is better than anything on my movie list. But I watched Birdman again this year, making my mom watch it, and she really liked Birdman. I watched Parasite again. I thought Parasite was really good, better than anything that came out this year. But I really had to like think about it to think of 2020 stuff. But that's mine.
All right. So I put TV series thinking shows that we would traditionally think of as a series that might be released once.
I didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat it?
No.
What the hell, Siri?
Right, she's confused too.
Siri's like, what's going on?
There's the phone I was looking for.
I seem to be having trouble hearing you.
Please,
Sorry about that.
Siri, please stop.
Burn in hell.
No, what's going on? Come on,
Robot.
Well, I guess Westworld. Siri wants me to say Westworld. That's one of my favorite shows this year. So the streaming shows, I just kind of threw another category for additional shows if you wanted to have additional shows, knowing that everything is streaming at this point. So Westworld, Queen Sono is a South African movie or
Yeah,
series.
that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
So good.
I loved it. I loved it. I watched it twice. It was really good. And there are a lot of African movies that I could have put on the list too. That's another list because it deserves its own list because there are so many, and from so many different parts of Africa now, which is really good. I want to say Blood of Zeus, but I'm going to say The Crown because I'm an Anglophile. So. The Crown was really good. Oh, shoot. I didn't say Star Wars, Clone Wars Season 7. That was good. Yeah, but The Crown was better. Got Princess Diana. Oh my God.
Yes.
It was really good. Okay, so
I forgot about The Crown. The Crown was really good.
So for the record, are we done with series? Because
no, you can
I
add
had like
one in there.
okay, got you. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Because streaming content, I thought, could be anything. It could be YouTube shows. It could be shows that are on HBO now because HBO is streaming things. So just any just a catch-all category for anything that is streaming.
Okay.
All right. So we'll go to streaming content. All right, Julia.
Okay, so everything is streaming, but Hulu is actually like a dark horse. I think Disney is doing them well. They've been putting out some good content, and High Fidelity, starring Zoe Kravitz, is up there for me. I think she had me when she played Man Who Sold the World. I was like, whoa, I love her. We can be friends. So I really thought that was a great addition. I haven't heard, that was early 2000.
Which show?
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
It
High
was
Fidelity.
canceled.
Was it canceled?
Yeah.
Oh, Zoe, I will miss you. It was good. It was good. It was kind of aimless, but it was good. Okay. So I also thought that. But once again, I will bring in, no, I'll wait on that.
This episode
Because
is
I
going to be a whole
don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. I'm just going to drop it and we're going to move on. So, I will say one of my favorites, just to come back into the fold. Not too many people can revise a 30-year-old character, but Star Trek Picard has the potential to be up there in the canon. It's not there yet, but you got 7 and 9, and you've got a synthetic Picard. Like, that's gonna be good. Okay. If Alex Kurtzman doesn't screw it up, it will be good. It will be good. And then
I agree with that.
Yes, because he screwed up Discovery. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Bring back Brian Fuller. I'm just saying. But I will also say that has had a huge impact. It's streaming on Bravo. It is The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
A mess. A whole mess.
Yes. Talking about breaking
Outline this mess.
Whole mess.
Talking about Mormonism, you've got the Black woman
Who's married to her step grandfather?
Yes, it is so good. Yes, her grandmother put in her will that her granddaughter should marry her husband, and they have procreated. Yes, just one.
You don't gotta do it just because the will said.
They decided to, and now they run a church together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
So I mean,
It's a mess.
I love it. It's great. It is
So
messy.
mess.
Yes, it is good.
For the culture. Yeah.
Yes.
For the culture.
Mm.
It's just
Next.
a mess.
Next.
For no culture.
All right, Marcus, what are yours?
I'm still reeling. Hold on. Let's see. I'm just going to mention things that have not been mentioned yet. DC did an animated Harley Quinn show.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
good.
is, you can get on HBO, and it is really hilarious.
Yeah.
And if you don't watch anything, just watch the first 10 minutes. If you can turn it off after that, you're a better man than me. And my other pick, Star Trek Lower Decks, was just... I needed that kind of pure comedic escapism from 2020. And it is just delightful. It rewards your deep knowledge of Star Trek. And it's never serious. It is just hilarious. And I liked the way the season progressed. I'm actually interested to see what happens in the next season. And Tawny Newsom's delightful. I highly want to see more of Lower Decks than I do, I think, any of the other Star Trek shows that's currently going. So it's hype.
Right.
I don't know.
All right. Nick.
Okay, so I made it through like the Rolodex of true crime on Netflix and Hulu. I'm talking Deadly Women, The Case That Haunts Me, Obsession, Dark Desires. I watched I
Dirty
watched
John?
the American Family. What?
Did you watch Dirty John?
Ooh, where's that one?
Ooh, come on now. We got to work on that. It's a podcast and a Bravo show.
Oh, okay, no. I like to stick with the ID discovery, and that's.
Why you hating on Bravo?
I'm not hating on Bravo. I'm just not. It's not. If it wasn't.
Okay,
That wasn't in my general. Anyway, so true crime. In the same vein, I jumped hard and went hard on that Tiger King trade. Because that was like right at the beginning of like the true pandemic, and I honestly think that like Tiger King saved a lot of us. Like I don't think it actually like physically saved me, like, but there are a lot of people that I think without Tiger King and that moment of like cultural like unity, like would have like actually fallen apart in a real way. And then my third one was Waco. I watched the Waco miniseries on Netflix, and it was in the midst of it was so interesting. It was in the midst of the like when the race conversation first began again, because it had to begin again. And it was so fun to watch this series. It was like, wow. I was like, look, they don't care about nobody. I was like, this is the government attacking white like religious people. I was like, this is great. See, it's like, so why y'all defending this? I was like, it don't matter. They don't care what you look like. They're gonna kill all y'all someday. So that was a good thing to watch. It was fun. Yeah, and I thought it was really well done.
Woo. All right. Scott.
So I'm just going to add one thing here. I guess it probably should have gone in the last category. But again, I was a little confused about the categories. So I'm just going to say that the best series that I saw all year, period, hands down, probably the best TV series, best anything series, was I May Destroy You. That was by far, to me, the best episodic piece of, I don't know, television, whatever you want to call it, that I could have seen. Michael Nicole is amazing. She was amazing when she was doing bubblegum or chewing gum.
Yes.
She's just amazing every time I see her. She's amazing. And that she writes all of her stellar material just completely floors me. I am in awe of that Black woman. She put the best thing out on television in several years.
It needs a trigger warning, though.
So, I mean, about that, I think it's impossible to discuss it in any way without acknowledging what it's about. So I don't know how you would do that better than all of the press that it received.
All right. Mick.
Bring back chewing gum to Netflix.
That was so good. Like, that was my jam.
I hate when they take stuff off of Netflix. She should be Storm, in my opinion. That's who I want to be Storm.
I would not be mad at that choice. Technically, I wouldn't be mad at her doing anything. If she wanted to do Hamlet, I would let her do Hamlet. So,
I think we should have auditions for Storm and cast the best actor.
Who can do the best Wakandan accent?
Auditions are currently ongoing on Clubhouse for the next Dreamgirls. I'm telling you, I'm thinking of sliding into that room.
Okay, so Mick.
Yes. For streaming services, the first one is Raised by Wolves, a series on HBO Max. Very fun show, very cool, strange show. The second one is a documentary that me and Starla liked on Amazon Prime, and that is Tear the Roof Off: The Untold Story of Parliament Funkadelic, y'all. Yes!
Yay!
Woo! Tear the roof off the MF. Yes. I'm done.
Sir.
Okay.
I love it.
Carla.
Honestly, I don't have anything to add. You guys, y'all touched on a lot of the little stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I did watch that. I did like that. I was probably not fully sober, but that's okay. 2020. So yeah, Nothing else to add. Everything was. I like everybody's list.
Okay. All right, Alex.
Do white people getting hands on YouTube count?
Yes,
That was the best streaming show.
there was a lot of that.
That was the best streaming show. White people getting what they deserve.
I didn't know the Twisted Tea was an option. I'm sorry.
Twisted Tea?
You're
Man.
absolutely right.
Oh my
Man.
goodness.
I tell you what.
Twisted Tea?
I think that Twisted Tea was my favorite of the hands laying on of the touches.
You know what's funny to me?
But that wasn't Twisted Tea. That was Homeboy. Because when he had him on that ground, said, "Call me an N-word again. Call me an N-word again." I said, "Please call me an N-word again so I can beat the crap out of you. Please say it. Say it, drunk white boy. Say it. Say it, please. So he can beat the crap out of you." Woo!
No, can I give an honorable mention to the white woman that was recording?
Yes, yes.
Because it sounded like
She definitely
you were
deserves
like,
an award for cinematography.
Yes.
She's very
man,
stand.
and it was her sound effects. Wow! Oh,
He's going in.
And then Homeboy in the back said, "Okay, he got his lesson, man. He got his lesson. Leave him alone." I said, "No, don't leave him alone. Don't leave him alone.
You ain't
Don't
the
leave him
teacher.
alone."
You know what's funny? Because I'm thoroughly messy. So I found the white man's name and I looked it up on Facebook. I do that whenever there's like a Karen or Kevin or like any of that. I always try to look them up on Facebook. Most of them hide their pages. His page like didn't have much on it, but I don't think he shows much people that aren't his friends. But either way, there were 2 posts from people that were his friends that were like, "Oh, dude, like face palms, like it's like they knew this was coming." They're like, "Of course you are everywhere because you would like walk around saying, oh God," like it was so funny to me.
An avid user of the N-word.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Okay,
Brilliant.
but side note for the Karen at the Soho Hotel who jumped on that guy about her cell phone, like she deserves to be canceled.
well, what happened to her was, I don't know at the end of the video if you see that she too got handled because that
She did.
boy's father
She did.
Heisman her when she was at the end she had a whole palm. She got knocked.
I'll just
back.
tell you for the record, Starla said she would have been in jail after that episode. She would have been in jail because she would beat the crap out of that white woman. She would have been just all over the place. It'd been all over the place. It'd been all over the place.
Before the sweet tea, my favorite moment was the Native American woman who the woman kept telling her go back to her country.
Yes.
And then she stuck her in her jaw.
And she said, and then that lady said,
"Oh my God, she had never been punched in her life."
It was
That
the
first punch
ease
in your
with
life
which
be crazy. You just wake up like, "Ooh." Like,
woo!
she ain't never been punched before.
it's the camera work. The cell phone camera work has been so delightful. So these people need to get paid.
Alex, did you have any more?
Yeah, that was off the top of my head. So
Okay.
the actual 3, the Blurred Without Fear. He's this black dude who does comic book reviews. But reading comic books can be like a very lonely thing. You can feel like, it's a book, you finish it, you put it down, you move on, and you have nobody to really talk about this with. So he kind of runs a YouTube channel where he reviews all the recent comics and, gives backstory. He's like super well read on these characters. And so he gives you a bit of history as well as what happened inside this book and like predictions, like the culture, as it is or whatever. He like really keeps that up for like black nerds who read comics and stuff like that. So he's been really cool. And then I guess I'll skip the other one, but the third one is the John Campea show. He's a screen film like director, writer. He's done like documentaries and stuff, but his show is about all the rumors surrounding like the movie industry. And so like the DC thing with DC putting all their stuff, Warner Bros. Putting all their stuff on Disney. I mean, not Disney, I'm sorry, HBO Max. He's been covering the whole scandal and fallout that comes off of that, and how like the Directors Guild might strike all of Warner Bros. And like all this other stuff. It's been just kind of cool with those 2 outlets, Blurred Without Fear and John Campea. Just feel like kind of connected to the outside world, even if it is just on these like news reports about like how the entertainment industry is going or what the recent X-Men comic is doing or stuff like that. I'm just like not the only one just reading articles by myself, you know. Yeah, those are mine.
All right. My three are, well, I'm going to put Bridgerton in there because I didn't mention it before. So Bridgerton, The Great British Baking Show.
Yes.
Up until my French lady got eliminated, and we know she was supposed to be in that final.
I'm sorry, real quick.
They know it too.
Mick, you like the Great British Baking Show?
Yes, I do, Nick. Is there a problem with that?
It's not a problem.
I like most of the cooking
It's just
shows.
very confusing.
Back off.
I'm just trying to figure out. Like, there are no lasers there. You know that, right? Like, there's no.
Yes, I know, but there's food. There's food
Oh
there.
my God.
There's food there. I love that.
Y'all young whippersnappers is gonna leave Mickey Ficky alone. Upsetting his nerves. Now, y'all millennials now.
My number one, my favorite thing to watch on YouTube right now, on anything, because I put it on the big TV. We watch it as a family. It's like I love this little lady in Azerbaijan. I have sworn that I am going to go to Azerbaijan. I'm going to meet this woman. I'm going to cook outside. I have planned my outdoor kitchen based on the things that she does. I don't know how to say her name because she doesn't talk. I think it's Kind Hayati, but it's the Country Life vlog.
Oh.
Somebody is filming this woman cook.
Hmm.
She is cooking in traditional ways. There's no conversation. You don't hear, she's not trying to explain anything. They're not telling you what she's putting in stuff. It might say salt. It might say turmeric on some episodes. Most of the time, she just pulls out her spices. Everything is well seasoned. I am not a meat eater, but the hamburger that she made, and I think it's her grandson. And I know what happened. He said he wanted a McDonald's hamburger. And she said, I can make you a hamburger and French fries. And so you see her take the beef, chop it up, grind it herself with her big, huge knife, make ground beef. She made the buns. She took the pickles that she pickled. She made French fries for this little boy. And it was amazing. She cooks everything outside. I don't know if they have an indoor kitchen because all you see is the little hobbit hut.
Jade,
they live in the hills.
Jade, that's way outside, baby. That's woo. Okay,
I love that you
Jade.
made this whole category just so you could rave about this show.
Yeah. Yes.
Like I'm saying that's why there were two categories, y'all. Jade wants to talk about this show.
You haven't heard me talk about
Some
it
strange
before?
woman. Look at some strange woman cook.
I have.
Look at some strange woman cook.
You hear
love
you hear
this
the
one.
running water and stuff, and she's like doing things.
Oh my God.
We've
What
watched
country
it.
is she
You
in?
made us watch it before
What
at a
country?
game night or something.
I sure did. You see the cows, and then some days you don't see a cow. And then you realize, oh, she's cooking with more beef because that cow is gone now.
What country is this?
That's continuity.
Azerbaijan.
Oh,
You know,
Lord.
Jay, if you go to Azerbaijan, I'm there with you. I'm going to go.
I'm
Y'all
telling
might not
you,
come back. Do
What
y'all
if
know
she
what
don't want
that is?
company? What if she
Do
don't
y'all
want
know
you
what
at her house?
Azerbaijan is?
on the other side of Turkey. We cool. They
She don't want you at
real.
her
No,
house.
you ain't
She's Muslim.
cool. You ain't cool.
Go home.
You ain't cool.
I don't like company. I don't like company.
Jade, I think we got one more topic.
No, I've been to
Okay,
over 30 countries. I'll be all right. Nothing
All right.
in Azerbaijan that I
so-
didn't see in Palestine.
What you said? One more
I
topic?
think we got. It's unless do you want the show to be 5 hours? We gonna
No,
be
I
here.
don't want it to be 5 hours. Can we lightning round your favorite song? Just one song that got you through 2020.
Ah,
Just one song or one album. Just one.
okay, Carla.
Carla.
Wow. Wow is the worst shit ever. It is the most lewd, ridiculous, filthy song, and it saved my year because it is a song about Wet pussy.
Okay. Girl is nasty. She's just straight nasty. That woman is straight nasty. Just straight. Just straight. Just straight.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, but listen to this. You need a bucket and a mop,
And a mop.
honey.
Macaroni in a pot.
Macaroni in a pot.
Wait, but y'all need to break down the metaphor though. Y'all didn't break it down.
Okay, no, we're not gonna break it down.
Macaroni
No.
is a noodle.
We're not gonna break it down.
Covered
You don't
in
have time to break it down.
And when you stir the
Anybody else
cheese,
want to throw out their favorite song?
y'all need to do
That
the
is my
album.
favorite song.
This year.
Well, I listened to like pretty much exclusively like R&B from 2003 to 2008 this year. I'm not sure why, but it's just what happened. Like a bunch of Neo, a bunch of Fantasia. Like that's just where I was at. And then Brandy's new album, album B7, of course. But I made my own music this year. So I have 2 songs that you can find on my website, and my Christmas album, Merry Christmas From My Closet to Yours, is available on Spotify and YouTube.
What the hell?
Did I make this category just for you, Nick? Oh my gosh. Anybody else? Album or song?
I would say
Yes.
the Savage remix, Megan Thee Stallion. She really came into her own. H-Town is out there, young Black female. I think she's pushing her own brand.
She got shot in the foot. She got shot in the foot.
Sorry.
That was not her fault.
That has nothing to do with her. First and
That
foremost.
was not her
And I would
fault.
also like to say that we can say all we want about Megan Thee Stallion and the way that she does what she does, but there is no other artist that I know of that's giving $10,000 to 2 women to go to college.
Yes.
So,
Thank you. But I will say, shout out. I know y'all hate my love of the Queen Bee, but I will say that once someone makes a documentary about my fabulous so-called life, Black Parade will be playing in the credits. Rest assured. It
My
will be
Chemical
playing
Romance.
on the outro. Black Parade.
Okay.
She just shouldn't have been in Lion King.
You didn't like it?
I'm not gonna see it. And well, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. All right.
That's not but she did it. It's animated. How y'all gonna crush her voice?
All right.
Scott, I know you like music. What did you
It's like when somebody calls your phone and they try to pretend it's not them. Like
Okay.
Beyonce, I know it's you. Don't call my phone no more. Carmen the Hip Hopper, remember that?
Oh my god. All right, Scott.
Now that was some of her best work. I just gotta say.
Mekhi Phifer was in it. Carmen the Hip Hopper, they thought they did that.
They really did. And they ran it on a cycle. Like they were like, Carmen's coming back on.
With the new BET.
Okay. All right. Okay. So song,
I got
album.
one. Entanglements. We be entangling in shit.
He was
That's
a
mine.
Betty Betty.
That's mine.
Betty Betty.
Now, how is it that you had a rollout about you having sex with Will Smith's wife and they only got more famous? You didn't get more famous.
I think they
They
were
got
bored.
more famous.
I think they were bored and they knew they were going to get more famous.
Yes.
Like
They stole his entire rollout and did a Red Table Talk the week of his album release. Why? That's just hurtful. He made a whole song and thought he was like, I'm in there.
All right.
Eddie.
All right.
Prince Petty.
So my I think my favorite album of the year, well, I'm gonna put it like this. It's a 2-piece. So there was the Prince Sign of the Times box set that came out this year,
Yes.
which was, I mean, they've been releasing box sets since he died. This was the best one. Regardless of how you feel about the album, it's the best box set. It's amazing. It was extremely deep and expensive. But for music that came out this year, like new music, that was tough. I didn't listen to as much new music this year as I normally would in a year. It was really important to me to kind of listen to things that I knew or go back and fill in holes of old stuff. And so I listened to a lot of new music this year that did not come out this year. But of the things that did come out this year, that Busta Rhymes is was the business.
Yes, welcome back. But I will say, Scott, you have inspired me. Sade released a box set this year, and welcome back, my queen. She is incomparable. Okay, I don't get. She can sing the phone book. She's one of those.
So yes, I am inclined to agree. My love for Sade is unparalleled, but I did not get the box set only because I literally have all the material in that box set already. So I was just like, I already dropped like 200 on his prints. Sade gonna have to wait. You know what I'm saying?
I listen to a lot of yacht rock. Yeah.
Oh,
But
Jay.
Did you
that
say
doesn't
yacht?
make-
Was it yacht rock?
Yacht rock. That doesn't
Yeah,
make
right.
Is that a genre? Or is
any
that a
other
band?
year.
Is that a yacht? Like on a
It's a
yacht
mess,
rock?
is what it is.
Hey, I like the Doobie Brothers.
Is it a genre or a band?
It's a genre.
Oh, okay.
It's a mess.
For privileged people.
It is
Is
not
that
a
like,
mess.
is that like
Yeah, I
music
don't even got a yacht.
on a yacht? What is that?
I don't got a yacht.
Rock.
Anyway, I like yacht rock.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
You like what?
Is that
Nick,
like-
you
is that
know
like what-
every song? You would know every song.
Wait, is that like
I'm
what
ready
they
to-
were? Is that like what they were playing as the Titanic went down? Like, what is it?
No,
No.
See?
Yacht rock is
it's
soft,
light.
light,
It's soft pop. It's soft pop.
soft
It's
pop
soft rock.
that you listen to
Yeah,
when you're
soft rock.
chilling.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I have no
Like
idea.
the
Something
Beach
that
Boys?
totally did not need a new name.
The Beach Boys?
It's like the BGs. It's like the
So you're just
BGs.
like waving at the beach is the whole vibe.
It's
Wait,
blue-eyed soul, a
Yes.
little,
Yeah,
a little Whitney Houston on occasion.
Carefree.
Like,
Oh my
like,
God.
I'm on the beach. I'm listening.
Yeah,
I'm on the
yeah.
I can't
yacht.
take a vacation. I'm listening to yacht rock. I
Elevator
can't
music?
get in my car and listen to ratchet music, so I'm listening to yacht rock. That and Toby, I don't know how to say his last name. Try Jesus. That whole pandemic chronicles. That's gave me life. Anyone else?
That's all bad.
There
'Cause out
was
there
that
ain't-
one lady that sang a song about how she felt about the pandemic, and it was about 3 seconds long. She's just screaming. That was
Oh, that was good. Oh, also,
That was really good.
you were about to lose your job.
Oh my God!
You were about to lose your job. Get this dance. You were about to lose your job because you are entertaining me.
Oh, nothing. Oh my God!
Hey,
Yes. Sang that song so much, I sent her some money. Mhm.
Did you?
Yes, I did. It's like I'm playing this song all the time. She deserves some money. Last topic, maybe. See, we didn't even do books. Okay, we'll just do
And
pandemic.
that is unacceptable.
What did you find in the pandemic that got you through? And then maybe it could be a book. What got you through?
You know what it was for me and my family. You already know. So I don't have to say it. So
Well, I'm gonna jump on. I'm
a
gonna
ton
jump on the
of
back
board
of
games. There's a ton of board games for us.
I'm
Board
gonna jump on
games
the back of
galore.
because pretty early on in the pandemic, I was like, a bit adrift. I think we all were a bit adrift. I had not really gotten to like a really heavy low point or anything like that. I got a lot of distractions, so that's good. But I was still kind of like, the world is just not feeling. I'm just not feeling the world, and so when I came across Our Family Plays Games on YouTube, I was like, yo, what is this? What are these two black people talking about these board games? And so very early on, and it was kind of very early on in the pandemic and very early on in their career as a series, they got me over that initial hump. So not to be, patting me on the back or anything like that. That's my legitimate answer.
And
So-
we love you, Scott, because what you said about us that one time, it made us cry. Starla actually did cry on that, what you said, because I mean we just had a fun time just talking to folk, and that's what we love to do, especially our people. We love just having fun, just like you're sitting at the table, just talking about stuff. That's what we do. That's what we do, and we have fun doing it.
I wanna jump on the cheesy train, and say, outside of like, I feel like I earned an Emmy because I know Scott. But anyway, but honestly, so I knew Jade. I knew the house. I wasn't not a part of the house. But in the pandemic, like, that relationship has definitely deepened and like grown, and I've met like this insane group of people that have been on the internet for an hour and a half now, just yelling at each other. And that is just beautiful. And I think it's been great to like see like community be developed in this way across the world. Like, because AfriCon was international.
Yes.
So it's just, this has been an amazing platform for Black people to like really have a voice at a time where it felt like we could only talk about one thing, or at least I was getting pulled into a lot of conversations about one thing. So it was nice to have this space where I could literally talk about anything else, where I could go and be like, oh yes, I would love to talk about literally anything else. And
I got to throw that out too. Thank you to Jade and the house for all this. We caught up with Jade, and she's a great family friend now. We love her. And also, Marcus, we love Marcus too. But, to have this where I could find, because believe me, I would have never found a Nick Wickham nowhere else but here. I found a Nick.
And I would have never found a Miklos.
I would have never found a Nick
or my Emmy
without this. And Carla, I would have never found a Carla. Oh my Lord, I would have. And Julia, oh my Lord, I would never found a Julia.
Me and Julia, we got tight in the virtual. We were all trivia partners. That was my.
I would have never found none of y'all folk, and it's been a blessing to me for through 2020 and all the way through. It's been a blessing. So I'm glad to find you guys, because I love all of y'all, but I would have never found y'all nowhere else but with the house, nowhere else. Because Carla, I'd be looking at Carla's stuff. I would look at Carla's stuff and I'd be like, Lord, that's Carla, but I love her. She crazy, but
I love her. Y'all wait till you hear the history of Karen.
Oh Lord.
We cut up today. I did the history of Karen, honey, on the newsreel, because I'm sick of these white women.
I'm so scared already.
It's terrifying to be terrified, because it was a lot. I wanted to co-sign on that, Jade. You are a wonderful, sweet gal, as the old folks say. And thank you for bringing us together. It was quite wonderful. Between this, my other tomfoolery, harassing white people, and this is how I got through 2020 with my grill and my harassment.
Yes, I will also say thank you, Jade, because game night was one of those things that I looked forward to and I loved, mostly because I win all the time.
Oh God, come on.
I'll come back and reinvest in the new Wheel of Fortune app, because that Wheel of Fortune game was out to get me. I knew the answer every time, and I always lost my turn.
Oh, I'm good at trivia now. Okay.
Can I just say that me, Vicky, you and I have a relationship now. And I just want to say that I see that they have been torturing you today.
Yes.
These people have been bothering your soul, and irritating your son.
Yes.
And I apologize for the way you've been treated.
Thank you.
What did we just watch on this show?
You know what? But on real though, like in the pandemic, I had a lot of depression and anxiety, and I think there's a stigma around that. But there were a few things, good friends that really sort of got me through that. But one of the best things I did, because I'm super cheap, but I bought Apple Music and I bought Apple News. And so I could read my favorite magazine, Architectural Digest, and listen to whatever weird thing I wanted to. If I wanted to listen to the Twilight soundtrack, which I have, or I wanted to listen to Painted Black, it did it for me. So yes.
You said the Twilight soundtrack?
Yes,
She said the Twilight soundtrack, y'all.
I
It
don't
was
know what's
so
on
beautiful.
the soundtrack. All
It
I
is
can
so
say.
good. It was good.
Sparkly people. The sound of glitter.
Good sound of glitter.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh
The
my
wedding song,
God.
that is so good. For my Twilight lovers, for the wedding song that's on the soundtrack, like that's on point.
Oh
Just
no.
be my wedding.
No.
Yes.
Jane,
No.
I think that joke is offensive to the actual glitter soundtrack.
Oh God. Oh no.
Oh no, that was
Stop.
good.
Did you just bring glitter into this conversation?
He brought glitter. He brought glitter.
Mariah is always appropriate.
We've hit Carmen the Hip Hopper. We've hit glitter. Like we are just taking the stops. Like the common denominator is Debrat. Debrat is in both of those movies.
This is what you get when you skip books.
I can hardly believe, but Stephanie agrees.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
Stephanie.
hardly-
Goodbye. Goodbye, Stephanie. Goodbye, Stephanie. Goodbye. Oh no.
Hardly.
I just want to say the house has been a gift, especially when 2020 got like super hard. I remember when we lost Chadwick, everybody just jumped on, and we had moments to process. And then when we watched Lovecraft Country, and we had moments to process.
We had a ton to process. a ton to process.
It's just truly.
Oh,
Oh,
word,
Stephanie's
really?
Oh, she's
Really?
black.
super hard.
So are we just now just on? Are we just live and just kicking it? Like, what
Yeah.
happened?
I came for the Twilight soundtrack. I was like,
Turn it off.
let me
Turn
log
it off
in.
now. Turn it off now.
Let me log
Turn it
in.
off. Turn it off now.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Stephanie, do you have us playing in the background? You need to mute your yes. So incense and colorful lights and my family and my extended family in the house is what got me through. I don't really feel like I was in the pandemic because I was so focused on my classes. I was teaching 5 classes at one time.
You were doing a lot.
I had over 100 students. It was ridiculous.
And planning 8,000 house events in your spare time.
Right. I never took a break. So I don't really I wanted the break that everybody else was complaining about. So I think that's what just got me through because it's like, oh, that all happened. And I washed my groceries outside. Because I did wash my groceries outside. And I set up an outdoor living room with my Traeger. So that's what got me through. Mm-hmm. Do you want to throw a book out there that was monumental to you this year?
I will say the were you saying go ahead.
Carla?
No, I read a lot, but I did read Begin Again, Dr. Eddie Glaude's book about Baldwin, which was
Wow,
lovely.
we should play this game. We should just start naming books. And see
And
how
Scott,
many
Scott would have every one of them. Scott would
I
have
was
every
ready.
one of
I
them.
was ready. She took my book. She took my book.
And I read Say It Loud by Tiffany Cross, which is a really good book.
One thing I did reread in the pandemic is The Price of the Ticket. That is on my bookshelf right now. James Baldwin, his words hit the same now as when they did when he wrote them. We're still in the same shit. But also on the other side, reimagining capitalism and the world on fire, talking about how we can change a capitalist-based society and focus on social good and still make a profit. So that is interesting to me. Y'all know I'm an MBA, so that's what I read all day. And then Arlen Hamilton, she is a youngish Black woman who started her own venture capital fund, was living
You
homeless.
were supposed to have one book, Julia. Just one.
But read it, Harley.
Okay.
Well,
Right.
I was, off of Julia saying that like Baldwin's words still feel very today. I spent some time reading. I didn't finish because it felt so like but Time on Two Crosses, the collective writings of Bayard Rustin. I was
I guess I'm just not all in the culture because all I read and loved. I mean, geez, y'all just get so deep. I did Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon Jones. It's they kind of call it, a Game of Thrones in Africa, in the Africa motif. So it's a cool, strange story that I love. The brother can really write. I'm waiting for his next books in the, I guess it's called the Dark Trilogy series. I'm waiting for that. So it's cool. It's called Dark Star Trilogy. That's what it is. And it's Black Leopard, Red Wolf.
I'm going to get that. That sounds interesting.
It is. It's very interesting.
Alex, you want to throw out a comic that we should read that you read?
There's a There is an X-Men crossover event called the X of Swords that happened towards the tail end of this year. The X-Men are told that they're going to have a Mortal Kombat style competition to see who gets to have ownership over their current universe. So they assemble all these swords only to be told they're going to participate in a competition that involves no swords at all. Arm wrestling, foot races, mazes, puzzle contests, all these things that they realize that they're being cheated out of a competition. We all shoot fireballs out of our hands. We were told to collect swords, and now we're doing like topsy-turvy style competitions. So they get to the end, everything goes to shit. Of course, they have some huge superhuman fight. But at the end, you guys aren't going to read this comic.
You don't know. You don't know.
You don't know my life. I just got here.
Wow.
Now, if you're gonna go comics, I do have one comic that I just received that I kind of like. It's in the board game world. It's by Gloomhaven. It's by Cellophare Games. Actually, Mr. Marcus Ross was picked by the Gloomhaven crew to do a scenario in the upcoming Kickstarter game called Frosthaven, which is more into the Gloomhaven world. But the 3 books that they got me were the Gloomhaven, what is that? Fallen Lion. And I love this. It's a graphic comics in the world of Gloomhaven. Love the game. And it's so cool that they sent that to me. So it's really, really cool.
The game is phenomenal, and that scenario stressed me out for months, so.
I cannot wait to play it.
Cool.
Thanks to Jade, I got to read Octavia Butler this year, which I had never read until this year, and it changed my life. I don't know about anybody else, but I could only reread things this year. Like, I didn't have the capacity for new things and new traumas. So I literally only read things I've read before for comfort, except for Octavia Butler. That was wonderful. So thanks to Jade for.
Which one was it?
Which one? Which book?
We did Kindred and Parable of the Sower.
When are they going to do a movie or something from that woman? When?
We don't. Well, I think we should just leave it that alone.
Oh, okay.
They could mess it up.
Don't touch it.
So
It has to be. The stars have not aligned yet.
Marcus, put that on your list. We need a board game from Octavia Butler. Marcus, put that on your list. A board game.
I feel. I don't know.
So I'm gonna do my books lightning round real quick. So Carla mentioned the first book I was going to mention, Begin Again, by Eddie Glaude. It's not just like a retrospective on Baldwin. It tries to tie the ideas of Baldwin to today, like to apply them. So that book is like probably, if you only read one book this year by a Black author, it's that one. I'm also going to recommend this one, Why Didn't We Riot, by Isaac Bailey. He's a Black journalist, and this book came out while the pandemic and shortly after a lot of the Black Lives Matter stuff was happening in the summer. So this is like a really interesting proper in the moment take on things.
Mhm.
And then I think that's all I'm gonna give you. Those are my 2 picks right now. As you know, I could have done
I'm
that
up
all
there.
night.
I'm gonna pick that second one up. That missed my radar, my black book radar. Why we
It's
write?
not a lot of people
Why
ain't talking
why
about it like that. Why didn't we
why
write?
why,
Yeah,
why didn't we write? Oh yeah, I'm gonna pick that
yeah.
up.
And it's not very long. It's a pretty quick read.
And Begin was an easy read too. Like it
If you
was
into it,
easy.
right? Like, but I think
Right.
for a lot of people, like, a lot of people are like are reading like a lot of woke literature this year or this
Mm,
past year. And so they got like the one book, stamped from the beginning, and they're kind of assuming they actually were able to read it. They're
right.
probably like, what's next? And I'm like, yo, Begin Again is what's next if you want to know how to apply history. So
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else?
Well,
So we've
since we
got
throwing,
woke books and Twilight soundtrack. I love
yeah,
this group.
no.
Wow.
So since we throwing out stuff, the
Here
one
you
category that I'm in is board games. The 3 is Viscounts of the West Kingdom. Excellent game. That's number 3. Number 2, Calico from Flat Out Games. Excellent family game. If one game I suggest all of y'all get is Calico. It's all about cats. Really cool. And then the number 1 is a movie. It was tied to the movie, and it's coming out. Is Doom Imperium, and that is an excellent worker placement game. We love it, and you should get it if you like Doom. If you like Doom.
I can do video games. I got some video games.
Okay, let's do
I
it.
played Near Automata, which is a story about the far future apocalyptic era where robots fight a proxy war versus aliens.
You mean 2021?
Right.
Keep
That's
going.
true.
Keep
That's
going.
true.
Keep going.
Horizon Zero Dawn, which came out last year, but I played it this year. Also about a future apocalyptic world where I don't know. It's always humans' fault. I don't got to tell you much about that. You know what we did. You know what we did because we're doing it now. And then Ghost of Tsushima, which is a period piece about the Mongolian invasion of the island of Tsushima, Japan.
I've actually bought that game, and it's been sitting next to my PlayStation for like 3 months
It is
because I'm like,
incredible.
yeah, I can't wait to play it, but I'm like, I can't start this while I got a number of things to do. And so that's supposedly my treat if I do them. So
it's
that
one of
tells
those
you
things
how
you're gonna
much
lose
I'm
yourself.
playing.
You'll lose yourself.
Exactly.
He's the Japanese Black Panther. Every time he's in a cutscene with somebody, I'm like, that's just the Japanese T'Challa. That's all it is. It's incredible.
Now,
I love it.
if you're gonna jump on video games, I'm gonna jump on the PC. And the 3 PCs that I loved in 2020, because I play PCs, I don't do that video game stuff. That's Grant. Grant do that. What I do is XCOM Chimera Squad from the excellent XCOM series. That's on PC. Love it. And then number 2 is Squadrons from EA. That's about Star Wars, baby. It's about fighting in the Star Wars ship.
I know that one. Okay.
Love it. Love Squadrons. And the last one, they've been on PC. They haven't been on no video games. They stay on PC.
That's what
That's Tally Worlds, and that is did I go? Oh, and that's Tally Worlds. No, I'm sorry. But Tally Worlds, they only do PC, and it's Mount and Blade Bannerlord. It is an excellent game where you actually become a Bannerlord and you rule from the bottom to go to the top to try to take over a country and mold it to your own and take over stuff. You see great battles, huge battles with blood and everything else going on. I love it. You get to marry off people, you get to marry folk, and it's beautiful. It is beautiful, y'all. It's immersed. You get immersed in it. Love it. Love it.
So
it's the choreography.
So the World of Warcraft has a new expansion, Shadowlands, that I'm kind of into. I got it last year, and I played a little bit. Had to get past the whole beginning instance and get into the world, and now I really like the world. And they also, because every game was, I guess, listening to Black people and trying to fix their skins. So I have I can have actual Black people, but I never have people, so it doesn't really affect me very much. But I could have Black people that look like Black people, sort of, in the World of Warcraft. But The Sims 4 did update just recently the skins, and the way that they did it, you can have all different kinds of shades of brown. So that was good, and I appreciate that. And of course, all my neighborhoods are Black and brown people with all my Georgian style homes and manor houses that are English.
My understanding is that they added a couple of sisters to their development team or something like that, expressly for the purpose of fixing their skins.
Well, because there have been a lot of independent people that have already hacked and created mods with better skins than you could have in the game. So they just got the people that were actually doing it and paid them to do it.
And just like a little side note from Dungeons and Dragons, from the tabletop industry, the brothers and sisters in the tabletop industry have been kicking butt, and they made Wizards of the Coast, who runs that make Dungeons and Dragons, to really look at race and kind of change the story about race in Dungeons and Dragons. And I applaud them over there in the tabletop area. I love them over there.
All right. Anything else anybody got to just add? Carla?
I love y'all. This is fun.
I was just gonna toss out honorable mentions to The Circle and Love Is Blind.
Yes.
Two series that I also believe are with Tiger King in saving people from themselves during the day.
I just want to say shout out to Jonathan Hickman, the head of X-Men's writing team, for making Apocalypse's entire family African origin. That was dope.
And one more thing, Netflix, I know you did it because you thought that was the Band-Aid for racism, but I thank you for dropping Moesha in One-on-One.
Moesha's bad. Moesha's a bad person.
Okay. Moesha is terrible human, but that's
Girlfriends. I love Girlfriends.
Okay. That was the one I couldn't get through. We got to have, this is a different discussion.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love that. I love that.
Okay.
I want to be a part of that discussion.
Did anyone see P-Valley?
Oh, yes.
I did.
How did I forget P-Valley? Oh, my God. Down in the valley where the girls get naked. Yeah. I love that show. That show was
not
great.
suitable for work, but yes.
Tori Hall wrote that one.
P-Valley. I'm going to give a shout out.
Katori's lead writer wrote that one. That ain't the play.
Yes. That was some good stuff. But I'm also going to give a shout out to it didn't fit in my other categories, but the flight attendant on Max, that's quality. Kaylee came up in the world for me.
All right, so 3 minutes. No, I'm gonna say 2 minutes. Shout out anything else that was 2020 that you just want to shout out.
Give me a PS5.
You gotta be at Burger King.
I do have to say that, Nick, you're the come up was fun to see, and I'll be glad when it comes back, man. I'll be glad when it comes back. That was fun to see.
We're working on it. It's gonna happen. I promise.
Get busy in that closet over there. Shoot.
I am. I'm taping a lot of interviews in January, so it's gonna be great.
Go ahead.
I had a thing. Oh, it's gone. Oh, I feel like we have to say this because we're Black. Kamala Harris. That was an exciting moment for. So that I do want to give a shout out to that, and also it's terrible.
I was kicking and screaming the whole way.
As the whole way, as terrible as it is.
Jesus.
Social media is a hot mess, but also social media definitely was a massive outlet for me. And mostly my newsfeed now is just ridiculousness. I don't see anything serious anymore. I just see the stupid memes and it's all twisted tea and ratchet. And that's just, so thank you, social media.
Did we cancel Terry Crews?
Yes.
Oh
yes, we did.
I would also like to shout out everybody that got kicked out of a store because they wouldn't put on a mask. I would like to shout out all managers that kicked motherfuckers out, all restaurateurs that kicked those dirty non-mask wearing motherfuckers out, anybody that escorted somebody through a door or lock them out of a building because they wouldn't put on a fucking mask. Gets a from me in 2020. I need that. I need the mask life.
And you know,
more mask.
I feel like we need to give them an even higher applause because those are people who only went back to work because they were told they had to and their unemployment stopped.
Yeah, they don't appreciate
in a time where they don't really need to be out there serving nobody a plate of nothing. So we should really applaud those humans because.
So those
you
people
shouldn't have to put hands on somebody.
Shout out to.
I did like. Sorry.
Shout out to the death of the movie theater so that I can watch everything at home.
Yes.
That ain't really happening.
Don't know
it. That hurts though.
I don't know that AMC and all of these family-owned theaters will make it through the next year, and that's sad, especially art house theaters that they see stuff that you wouldn't be able to stream and wouldn't be able to view otherwise. Like your community theaters, like that's love right there. Those people do it for the love of cinema.
But I don't think that
now.
I think film screens is going to be fine.
Yeah, I think a lot of those are going to be fine because those are nonprofit grant funded. I'm like the movie theaters were struggling anyway because they were charging you $8,000 to go. No one was going to see movies in the theater.
But I was having a conversation about this earlier today, and I was saying how we need to be watching what happens over the next 6 months, right? So this whole industry just took a wash on 2020, but they thought that at least maybe around this time that they might be able to start coming back, and they're not. And so what's really going to tell the tale is the next 6 to 7 months. If that doesn't really pan out for them, not only will you see those chains folding like you're already starting to see, but you're also going to start seeing the films themselves change as they adjust their budgets to the market. Yeah. So you won't be seeing, if the next 6 to 7 months looks like the last 6 to 7 months, you ain't going to see $200 million films, right? They're not going to be blowing, $100 million films on Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's going to have to happen, for half that or less.
That might help.
But they saw the success. But they saw the success of The Mandalorian, and they don't have to pay all that. They saw, they gave you everything you need in The Mandalorian, so they said, "Hey,
well, that's a different metric, though, right? That's a different metric. That's not a box office metric.
Okay.
So once you remove box office consideration from the product, that's a whole nother thing. And so you're right that they are watching that. But they're mostly, I think, watching that to see how the content lines up with the value that people are ascribing to paying for another service. You know what I'm saying? There are people who probably picked up Disney because of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Real dollars. Does that equal out to, what a movie might have made in the same amount of time or whatever? Who knows? But trust that they are over there crunching them numbers right now.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, and that this is positive thinking. Doesn't happen often, so I'll let it happen when it does. I think that, Julia, all these smaller movies that I feel like they might find more of a place in this world because they're not going to be wanting to throw all the dollars at the big things. They're going to try and be like, well, one, it'll look good on us if we're diverse now. But two, also, we don't really care about this project, so let's just give it the money. Which sounds bad, but I think will ultimately could make some good stuff happen.
But
it'll be interesting. There's also are hurting. We think that nonprofits, because of the nonprofit, because of the philanthropic support in the Omaha area, we think that all nonprofits have it like that. That is not the case. And a lot of nonprofits are closing their doors. So, I think you need to donate. There are no events being held. Annual fundraising events are now on Zoom. How much money can you raise in an hour in front of your screen? I think nonprofits will continue to hurt into the new year, and it's not just a given that funders will step up to the plate.
And arts, I mean, that's essentially arts and culture funding, which is
Yes.
always the first thing to go and the last thing to recover, which is what we're
And
seeing now, right?
And while we're talking about that, we
Oh.
have an event coming up on Saturday. The tickets are available now.
Nice shameless plug. I like it.
But that's the one thing that because I'm a connoisseur of the arts. I think I should say that, and I love theater, and I love all that. And it's been sad not to be able to go to a theater and look at a play, and look at some stuff going on. And I'm scared that how theaters and stuff are going to get hit, and that's a scary thing for me because I learned a lot. I learned about August Wilson in the going to different plays and stuff, and all that other things that I found out, going to symphonies and stuff, going to ballets. I love all that stuff, and it's scared that I'm really scared that we're going to lose a lot of that because of this pandemic. So I'm really concerned.
And we'll definitely lose probably that independent middle ground version of that stuff. Like that's going to go away probably for a while. It'll come back, but it may not come back for like a decade or something like that.
Oh,
but
geez.
like the really big things, depending on your city, those may be around, but the content will shift, right? Because they haven't, they can't. Every time a theater, like a theater that holds a symphony or that puts on a play, every time they open the door, 50 people got to show up. So they have to adjust their content for that new reality, at least for the next several years. So we're going to be, even if that stuff survives, it's going to be, we're in for some rough times, to say the least. I'll just put it like that. It's a lot to unpack to.
I was going to just also say on that point, like, coming from the like independent middle ground space, right? Like, y'all wasn't coming to that anyway. So like that, like that's unfortunate. But when I say y'all, I mean like broadly speaking, like
y'all know what he meant. Y'all know what he meant.
Right. So when I think about these large places that like have large endowments, like these, like some of these companies are better than they were before the pandemic because people have been like, we want to see our art, and so they've thrown it at these big companies.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of these companies are. I think that the conversation needs to be about reallocation of funds, not are we going to have funds? Because if you look at the budget and you're giving over $1 million to 2 people on your staff, like that's where your grants are going. And so I don't want to like they don't care about the art either. So I think that like if that's like if we really care about saving the arts and like because the whole point of that conversation should be about saving the people that are making the art, but that's not what the conversation is. It's about people wanting to go and see people who are actually being abused in a system that is not paying them for their worth to entertain them, and they're paying $60 a pop, and I see none of it. And so that's it's so I think that like that's a broad what's happening, but that's generally happening. And so there are a lot of working artists, like genuine, like true working artists that have like lost everything, and and don't know how it's coming back. And so it is kind of scary in some ways, but it's but those big houses will be fine. So I'm less worried about them. But I'm the middle ground.
So if you would like to hear more conversations like this, every Monday we are on YouTube and Facebook talking about television shows, but it seeps into other parts of our lives because we're looking at things from a Black perspective. Thank you all so much. This has been a pleasure. It's been 2 hours of reviewing 2020. I guess we're saying goodbye to it for good now. There were some great things that happened in 2020. This happened in 2020. So thank you to the League of Excellent and Extraordinary Negroes. Thank you, Alex B., for coming into the fray. We're used to it just being 2 people, and I just dropped him in on all of y'all. So thank you all so much. Any final words?
Nope, end it.
If you offer the vaccine, get the
We
vaccine.
hope 2021.
I'm ready for the vaccine right here.
All right. Okay.
In Omaha,